When I started, we were actually in the old accommodation, so next to the hangars. There's three main hangars at Leuchars. There's what was called 892's hangar, which is by the road. If you drive through Leuchars, the big hangar by the road was where 892 was when it wasn't on board ship. Then Treble 1 were in the next one. We used the crew room, was the old air traffic control tower, which was great fun because the crew room was upstairs with a big balcony overlooking the runway, overlooking everybody else. And then 43 had the next hangar round to the east. Eventually in the last year we moved over to the HAS site, and therefore it was an extra mile and a half to pedal on the bike every morning because it was right at the other end, effectively next to St Andrews Golf Course, or on the other side of the river. And it was good. We did QRA. I mean, you know, they're saying now about Typhoons are scrambled for. We used to do 3 or 4 live Q launches every week, and sometimes when the Russians were really playing around, the squadron would stop flying, and we would just load everything up, and we get to sort of Q7, Q8. There's been even times on a Friday when guys have been in the bar, 6 o'clock having gone to happy hour, and all of a sudden the boss comes in. How many have you had? Oh, I only had 2. Right, get your kit on, we're going. Because the Russians had just decided to have a big exercise, and all the other guys on Q had actually run out of flying time. Because you go up there and invariably you're tanked. And so once you did, I think you were allowed to do 7 hours total during the day. But if you did a 5-hour flight, the next one was going to be over 2 hours. So there was no way that you could do another Q trip. So basically the guys walked out of the bar, whereas the first Q crews were coming in because they'd done 7 hours during the day and they were having some time off. But it was great up there because there's a lot of real estate around Scotland. So you could do low level. In those days, the number of targets you had to go after. I mean, if you looked at it, you had 72 F111s up at Hayford, another 72 at Lakenheath. You had 100 and God knows how many A10s, and then you had 3 squadrons of Tornadoes at Honington, 3 at Marham. They had the Jaguars at Colt, the Jaguars at Lossy. So low level, you could go and do low level attacks on just about anything. Now there's hardly anything, so it's very difficult. There's a lot of sea out there. We did a lot of oversea work, a lot of work with the Navy. It was a good squadron to be on, I must admit. There was an immense amount of rivalry, but that happens, I think, on any RAF base. You always hate the other squadron that's on the base, even though you know half the guys have been on it in a previous existence. But no, it was good. It was good. We had some good bosses. A guy called Mike Elsom, who's now I know him from Coningsby. He lives locally in Woodhall Spa. Chris Coble, Sir Christopher Coble, now retired as an air marshal. Really nice guy. So I've been very lucky with squadron bosses, effectively.